All right, welcome to the podium, ladies. We are now joined for this NCAA Women's Basketball Championship Tournament First Round Pregame Press Conference by Missouri State players sophomore forward Lainie Douglas. Welcome back to the podium, and junior guard Kaemyn Bekemeier. Ladies, congratulations again on your victory last night, and we'll turn it to the folks here in the media room for questions, okay?
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Who's going to start? Who's going to start? It's right here. Just say your name and affiliation, please.
Danielle Lerner, USA Today. For either of you, rebounding seems to have been such a big part of your all success this season and last night as well. Just what are some of the keys to, having that mentality to crash the boards? Like what is coach hammering home to you in practice, or how do you get yourselves geared up to do that?
Yeah, that's definitely a key for us every game. I know that it's something that's kept us successful is beating our opponents on the boards. It's one of our keys going into every single game, and I think there's just a momentum switch whenever we are beating teams on the board. So I know that it's really important not just for the post but also for the guards, and a lot of times we have 4 guards while we're out there, so we need to have some really good rebounding guards to help us get that success and that momentum.
Yeah, for me, I think it's just like an offensive rebound, a defensive rebound, especially offensive rebounds. Like, it's just another opportunity for us to score, another opportunity for us to get our offense going. So I think as much as I can to help out the team, to especially offense and defensive rebound, to box out, make sure they don't get any offensive rebounds, because that can really like change a game around. So I think that offensive rebounding with both of us is one of our big keys, and I definitely know we try to do our best each game.
Lainie, Ryan Collingwood, the Springfield Daily Citizen. You did such a great job in Conference USA against the bigs. But do you kind of like when you go against these these big power schools and their girls they have a bunch of girls like Lainie sized and good athletes as well. Does that kind of pump you up to kind of play that kind of competition on this stage?
Yeah, I've played a lot of competition even throughout high school. Like in high school, I played against Audie. I think it's just so fun getting to play against high competition and just showing like what I can do, especially like to help my team out. I think everyone is trying to get the ball into me as much as I am trying to get it out to them. So yeah, playing against all of these girls in competition is a lot of fun.
Chris Ninehouse, KY3 out of Springfield. All right, so Kaemyn, I was trying to look at when you would have played against Ashton Judd from Texas, and I know you were pretty young, maybe freshman, sophomore year when you got to play her. But what do you remember about playing against her, and how cool will it be to see 2 people from the Ozarks kind of going against each other there?
Yeah, it'll be a full circle moment for sure. The basketball community in Springfield, you feel like you're a lot closer than what you actually are, and thankful with all the coverage that you guys give us, we get to be able to stay up to date, whether we're in high school and then now us in our collegiate careers. But no, it'll be good to go against her on the court. I know she's thriving here, and I'll definitely be excited to play her, and I know she'll probably be excited to see some local faces.
Yeah, and I just, by definition, being a 16 seed up against a 1, that's an underdog situation for you. How are you both approaching this, and what do you think you're expecting of yourselves in this game?
Yeah, underdogs for sure, but that's the way we like it. That's how we were the whole entire tournament, and we were able to set ourselves up for success and kind of just play with a chip on our shoulder. So I know we're excited to do that again. We're excited to be in Austin and hopefully have a huge crowd. To be able to play in front of a big crowd as a women's athlete is going to, pump us up even more. But we have so much support in Springfield. I know I got pictures from watch parties and whatnot. So, you don't realize that everybody's watching until after the game. But, I know I'm really thankful for Springfield and their support. And, we definitely feel the love. So we're going to go out there, do whatever we can, even though we're a 16 seed and not even have that in the back of our head.
Yeah, already getting a game under our belt in the tournament is like such an awesome opportunity and experience. So just going out there, doing what we need to do, and we aren't going to prepare any different or play any different. We're just going to play our game and go out and be aggressive, play hard, and have a lot of fun, which is the main thing.
All right, next question. We'll come back here to Danielle.
Danielle Lerner, USA Today. How do you guys assess this Texas team and just the variety of threats that they have on their roster?
Yeah, I mean, a great team for sure. They've had an awesome season. But just like Dougie said, or Lainie, that's my nickname for her. Just like Lainie said, I mean, we're going to approach it the same way. We've watched film the same way. We're going to practice the same way. Just some adjustments that we'll make, maybe even some that we'll have to make in-game. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're playing the same game that we've played all year. Both teams, we're going to, lace our shoes up the same way. So, I mean, it's just we're playing the game that we love. We're playing the basketball just as a team, and then we're doing it on a high level and a big stage, which I know we're really, really excited for.
Yeah, just being aggressive. We know that this team is super aggressive, so just using our toughness and putting it against them, knowing that we still have a great chance with how tough our team can be. So just playing with toughness and grit and showing, kind of like Kaemyn said, how we play and just representing Springfield.
Another question? No. Any questions from the back row for the two student athletes here? All right. Seeing no more questions, ladies, get ready for practice, and appreciate you both being here back on the podium. Best of luck to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Folks, a reminder that the Missouri State locker room will remain open for media availability until 4:15. 4:15, we will welcome Coach Beth Cunningham to the podium in a few moments. again, Coach. All right, folks, we are now joined for today's first round pregame press conference with Missouri State head coach Beth Cunningham. Coach, welcome back to the podium. Congratulations again on your victory last night. And as we turn our attention now to tomorrow's matchup with Texas. And if you could just start with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions from the media.
Yeah, just thrilled to be back to have another game on our schedule. Was really proud of our kids last night in a tough battle against Stephen F. Austin, but excited to be back here and playing for another game on our schedule.
Danielle Lerner, USA Today. Given that you recruited Madison Booker, I'm just wondering, what were your impressions of her back then, and how have you seen her grow just throughout the time that she's been at Texas?
Yeah, honestly, when it's kind of funny because in recruiting, when either you don't end up coaching the kids, sometimes you keep an eye on them from afar. But obviously, Maddie's one of them. Love Jordy Lee and her dad. We used to talk often and really liked her as well. I mean, I could kind of go down through their list of All-Americans and players that they have, and had some sort of relationship with several of them on the team. So always thought that Maddie had a ton of potential and would be an unbelievable college player, and certainly she's found a great place to do that and develop, and just her versatility, her confidence. I mean, she's as good as they come.
Secondly, you got to coach against Vic in that 2018 national title game when you were at Notre Dame. Do you think about that often still, just in the context of, obviously having that achievement of winning, and did it come to mind once you found out about this matchup?
I think just, the question being, do you think about that often? I mean, just winning a national championship is just such an unbelievable experience and something that you're always striving for. So to have been in that position to compete for national championships, but then also having, won one not too long ago, certainly it's something that, often jogs your memory. But, not specific to, we're two very different teams. It's not me against him, and vice versa. So it's just interesting, though, that if you're in coaching long enough, sooner or later your paths sometimes cross again through your careers.
If you would just give your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. Gentleman in the back, please.
Yep. Tom Ladd, Missouri State Radio. Coach, you've won a lot of games in the NCAA tournament as an assistant coach. Last night, your first as a head coach. How did that feel? How was it different in that respect?
They always all feel good, whether you're a head coach, assistant coach, just, the time, the effort, the energy, the preparation that you put into it. But I think more than anything, as I mentioned maybe last night or the day before, just our kids having an opportunity to know what that feeling's like to win in the NCAA tournament. There's no better feeling.
And if you have a question and a follow-up question, feel free to hold on to the mic, please.
Sure.
Go ahead, sir.
I figured that out from last time. Okay. Chris Ninehouse, KY3. I spoke to Ashton Judd just a little while ago, and she said that she considers you a mentor. And I just wanted you to talk about kind of your relationship with her, how you met her. And I know you got hired here right after she had already committed and everything to Mizzou.
Yeah, I have a little bitter taste in my mouth on that one. So when I don't know if she gave you the whole story, but my impression or version of it, and we talked through it when she went into the portal last year. When I got the job at Missouri State, Bill Rowe, our former athletic director from years ago, came into the office one day and said, hey, there's a local kid. She would give her left arm to come be a Lady Bear. And I'd known who Ashton was when I took the job, and certainly was, we were trying to fill our roster. But literally, I think it was the day I got the job, and I said, Bill, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think she'd be great here, but I think she just committed to Mizzou. And so we go on social media and look, and sure enough, she'd committed to Mizzou. Now, at the time, I didn't know. I believe she went as a walk-on. And then once she was there and I think started playing with them, I think she then earned her scholarship maybe that summer when they realized how good she really was. But, I felt like that was a kid that was always supposed to be a Lady Bear and never had that opportunity. However, it ended up playing out. But then when she went in the transfer portal last year, I had to call her. I had to take a shot and call her. And I basically just had said, just respect her a lot from afar, and just wanted her to know that that we really messed up originally. I didn't mess up because I never had an opportunity to recruit her, but I felt like, that we had messed up because that should have been a kid that was playing in a Lady Bear uniform. And so we proceeded to talk, and we probably talked for 45 minutes, an hour. She actually called me back. I'd originally talked to her dad and said, I know she's going to be swamped, but just want the opportunity to talk to her. And, she called me back and didn't have to give me the time of day, but we ended up talking a little bit and just talked a little bit through her recruiting process. And I knew that we really didn't have a chance to get her at that point. But she was great. She said, had a lot of respect from afar, knew where my career had been as a player and as a coach. And, I think she asked, any advice that I would have for her as she was kind of going through the transfer portal and the process of trying to find the right place. But that's the kind of kid, just the way she, just the conversation that I had with her, like, that's a kid I could tell right off the bat. I got off the phone and I was like, that kid's going to be really successful in life. And, if she ever, has an inkling to coach, like, that's somebody that you kind of keep your eye on down the road, just how, just my short bit of interaction with her. Who knows, maybe our paths will cross again someday. You never know.
You all set? All right, next question. We'll come back to Danielle Lerner from USA Today right here.
How would you describe what your team's identity has been this season?
Yeah, we've definitely, we were a new team from the beginning of the year and certainly had to figure that out and have grown a ton since we first got together in June. But I think we've really hung our hat on our defense and our rebounding. I mean, that's really been our ticket, especially as of late. And I can think of specific instances this year when we had some bumps in the roads where we kind of flipped the switch and our kids really started to understand being so locked into a scouting report and game plan and really tightening up a lot of the little things on the defensive end of the floor. And when we started doing that, things really changed for us. I think it was a huge reason we had the momentum we did. I think won 7 out of our last 8 games. And, prior to that point, really I think started to know that was our identity, our ticket to being successful. So the defense and rebounding has been huge. I feel like we've got a lot of different kids who can put the ball in the basket and we can score. But when we defend, we rebound, we're definitely a much better team on the offensive end of the floor too.
We have time for a few more questions if we have any from the media assembled here. All right, it doesn't look like we do, Coach, so we appreciate your time again. Best of luck to you tomorrow.
All right,
in your
thank
game.
you.
Thank you. And that'll conclude our first round pregame news conferences from the Moody Center in Austin, Texas, and we just concluded with Missouri State. A recording of this press conference and all others will be posted in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Press conference transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be also posted shortly in the Hub. Thank you so much for joining us today.